Welcome, listeners. You are tuning into Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley and with Corey.
Hello, everybody.
Unlocking Your Truth is a talk show about metaphysics and spirituality. And every week we have usually a different topic under that general umbrella. And we broadcast every Tuesday on CIVL on 101.7 FM across the Fraser Valley from the unceded territory of the Stolo Nation. But we also pre-record the show, and when we do that, we live stream it on our Facebook group, which is the Awaken Your Psychic Abilities Facebook group, and on my YouTube channel, which is Dr. Lesley Phillips' YouTube channel. And all of the shows go out on all the major podcasting platforms as well. And they're all on my website, drlesleyphillips.com. So there is a plethora of ways that you can watch Unlocking Your Truth. Now, tonight we have a special show, a special treat in store. In that, we thought, wouldn't it be fun to just simply have the show dedicated to our listeners, and our listeners can tune into the live stream and ask their questions on air. So today's show is dedicated as a thank you to all of the listeners. And so if you are watching the live stream right now, either on YouTube or on the Facebook.
Sorry, Dr. Lesley. I
Yes.
hate to interject, but I'm not recording. I have to start recording. I apologize. Also, anyway, don't worry about it. We're waiting for a live signal for Facebook as well.
Oh yeah, it's okay. Let me do that. I thought it was live and it went off. Now it's back on.
Okay, let me get back on there, please. A little bit of a yammer here. There you are.
Live and it went off. Now it.
Let me get back on. There you are. There. Didn't want to.
Welcome, listeners. You're tuning in to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley and Corey.
Hello, everybody.
Unlocking Your Truth is a talk show about metaphysics and spirituality. And every week we normally have a topic under that general umbrella. We broadcast on 101.7 FM across the Fraser Valley on CIVL from the unceded territory of the Stolo Nation. But as well as broadcasting at 7 p.m. Pacific time every Tuesday on CIVL, we also pre-record the show. And when we do that, we live stream it on the Facebook group, which is called Awaken Your Psychic Abilities Facebook group, and on my YouTube channel, Dr. Lesley Phillips' YouTube channel. And all the episodes go out to all the major podcasting platforms. And you can also find past episodes on drlesleyphillips.com. Now this week, Corey and I realized we've been doing the show for 7 years, which is a really long time. And so we thought it would be a really fun idea to just dedicate this show to our listeners. And so tonight, during the live stream, well, tonight, today, this morning, whatever time zone you're joining the live stream from, we're just opening the show up to our listeners to ask anything that they would like. So you're welcome to ask about any subject to do with psychic abilities or metaphysics. If you would like some information about something, but you're also invited to ask a question that you would like a spiritual perspective or a psychic look about. So if you are tuning in today, live stream on YouTube or live stream on Facebook, get typing. What is the question of your day? What is the hot topic in your life that you would like some extra information about? Because today's show is dedicated to you, our listeners. Thank you for the new ones and the regular ones for tuning in to the show. And I would be very, very happy to give you a spiritual or psychic perspective on any question that you would care to ask. And of course, for the newcomers to the show, I'm Dr. Lesley Phillips, and I am a psychic trainer in that I train and teach people how to develop their psychic abilities. I've written a few books on the subject matter. The latest one is Intuition and Chakras, and how to develop your psychic abilities through energy. But of course, in order to be able to teach psychic abilities, then obviously I have to be able to practice them. And so obviously I also do psychic readings as well. And usually, you'd have to book an appointment with me for that. But tonight on the show, the lines are open and you can ask whatever you wish. Now, when we first started Unlocking Your Truth 7 years ago, one of the things we did for about the first year or two was we had an email address that people could write in to get a free reading. And we had thousands of people write in, and it was really, really interesting to have a glimpse into the kinds of important questions that people ask about. And one of the top question I would say that we got during that time was some version of, what is the purpose of my life? Why am I here? And sometimes that would be more of a spiritual question. Sometimes it would be more of a career question. What am I supposed to be doing? What's my strength? What's my capability? Where are my skills and abilities best focused? But that was the top question. Why am I here? What's the purpose of my life? What should I be doing with my time here while I'm here? And the second top question was, after what's the purpose of my life, was about, and who am I going to spend my life with? So it was a question about relationships, and obviously most predominantly romantic relationships. So we got a lot of relationship questions as well at that time, and some health questions, some family questions, some questions about where to live, but they were, a minority of questions. So if you're listening tonight, I am sure that you, at some point in your life, have asked, what's the purpose of my life? And I am sure that you have also deliberated and cogitated about a relationship that you were in. So you probably can identify with that. So tonight, we're revisiting that original approach we had to the show, where you, the listener, could just ask me a question, any question you like, and we'd be happy to give you an answer to that question.
Ready to jump in, Dr. Lesley?
Yeah, if we've already got questions, that's great.
Yeah. And this one's from Ashley. Ashley says, I've been having recurring dreams about trying to catch a flight home from somewhere. Might be vacation, might be a work trip, might be unknown, and get separated from my luggage and spending the dream trying to find my luggage and being worried about what's making my flight, worried about making my flight in time. I know there's a message for me that I'm having trouble getting. I wonder, could you get a sense of what this might be about?
Yeah, let's take a look at that, Ashley. Give me a moment, because and of course, I might be quiet for a few moments while I look at this, so bear with me. So let's tune into you, Ashley. So I move into a trance state in order to do readings. So I'm just adjusting my energy. And then I'm looking at your energy. And then we're going to look at the dreams, the recurring dream that you keep having, where you're trying to catch a flight home and you're separated from your luggage. And you spend the whole dream trying to get back together with your luggage and being afraid that you're going to miss your flight. I get a few different streams of information coming through. One hit that it was an identity dream. It was about identity, and the luggage was representing kind of like your identity, which makes sense because often, usually in luggage, we've got our clothes that reflect our personality, don't we? And so, and the other hit that I got was, it actually looks kind of fun to be separated from your luggage, because then what came up was I'm free of baggage. I'm free of labels. I don't have an identity. And so your true being, you are spirit. And when you incarnate into a physical body, right, you take on this mantle called a body personality. The body personality isn't who you are at the level of your higher being. It's kind of like an outfit that you wear. And so to me, this dream is, in some senses, seems to be about that. And of course, dreams can be multidimensional as well. So we'll look and see if there's any other meanings. But the idea of taking the flight and flying and being on that flight, I just see all this bright energy. It's me, the spirit, and then the other part, it's like the search for identity, my labels, who I present myself as in the world, which actually is, like I said, this mantle, this personality that we take on when we incarnate. Let me see if there's anything else and why you're worried about catching the flight in time. Let's see what that piece is about. So let me see. So we've got the spirit, the higher being, and we've got the body personality being. And both of them are growing and evolving. And sometimes we want them to grow and evolve together in a way, but sometimes we get out of sync. And so it sort of feels like the body personality level is trying to keep up with spirit, like spirit's moving fast, evolving quickly. And like the body level just struggling to keep pace with the degree of shift, evolvement, and change. So making the flight in time, it feels like that's the body personality level trying to keep up with spirit, trying to get itself in sync with spirit. I'll see if there's anything else in this dream. And like I said, dreams can be multidimensional. So the next thing I heard was, I'm late for a very important date, which is a quote from Alice in Wonderland. And Oh gosh, I had it. It's gone out my mind. Give me a moment. It's completely gone out my mind. Maybe I wasn't meant to say that. One more, I'll give one more second to try and get it back. Yeah, that there are all these things I want to do and I want to achieve, and I'm afraid that I'm not going to do it. And actually, I don't think that, I think there was another piece of information, which is the one that left. But anyway, hopefully, Ashley, that gives you some information, and I hope it resonates with you as well.
And Ashley says, thanks so. It resonates with, she says, resonates with me. That so resonates with me. Good.
I'm glad.
Yeah, me too. Hey, here's a question from Misty. Misty says, and she says, what is my strongest psychic ability and how can I improve my psychic abilities? I sort of paraphrase that one a little bit.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to tune into you, Misty. I wonder if this is the Misty that's had some sessions with me, or a
Probably.
different...
I think it is.
So I'm going to give you an answer to what is my strongest psychic ability, but I'm also going to qualify it with a statement. The one that's coming up at the moment is knowingness and your crown chakra, and all to do with the crown chakra, transmediumship, knowingness. But there's more there that's being blocked in a way, and it's being blocked because you aren't, it looks like you're not really owning your space, energetically speaking. And so, you know, the crown chakra is the one that's the highest vibration, it's the closest to the divine. And so I'm seeing this connection there, this awareness there, this light of spirit enlightening that energy center, and so some awareness of that. But I also feel that it's because perhaps you've not been completely doing your self-healing, and you've allowed the rest of your system to be clouded by out of alignment energies, whether it is foreign energy or whether it is pain or, you know, just other things, the stuff of life, the baggage. So it just feels like, you know, sometimes I talk about your energy field being like a window, your chakras being like vents in your ducts in your house, you know, the windows need to be clean, the vents need to be the filters not be blocked. And when it's like that, then, you know, there's many psychic abilities that we all can have and tune into. But if the window's dirty, if the vents are blocked, then it's a lot harder to access that. So what I would say is, at the moment, your knowingness probably feels stronger to you, but that doesn't mean you can't develop other ones. And the tip for improving them is to do your self-healing work, because developing your psychic abilities is a twofold path. It's not just about techniques to be psychic and activate your third eye, for example. It's also about taking care of your energy and owning your energy. So if you haven't done already, download the free meditation on my website and take a look at my Unlock Your Intuition course, because my Unlock Your Intuition course is a fabulous course. I'm about to start the next group of students probably in the next week or two. And that helps you unblock your filters and it helps you activate your gifts. It shows you how to develop them, and especially actually your clairvoyance. So I'm seeing that course I think would be a really good tip to help you improve your psychic abilities and help you own your space at the same time. And I am seeing that the clairvoyance is there. And as I'm speaking, it's going, yes, here I am. So thank you for your question, and check out Unlock Your Intuition. I'm sure Corey can put the link in the chat for anyone who's interested in checking out Unlock Your Intuition, because that is, one of my psychic development courses, but it's the one I recommend everyone takes first, because it gives a really solid platform to clear your blocks, activate your gifts, really start getting into the groove of it. And from there, then there are other more advanced courses that you can take. Well, thank you, listeners, for tuning in to Unlocking Your Truth. We have to go to a break. We have to have a few messages, but then we'll be back.
So, Dr. Lesley, break, could you rearrange your Facebook computer, because all we see is from your nose up?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try that. Let's see.
Sorry, folks. I just want to get Lesley's face in here, I think.
How about that? That should be better.
Yeah, can you keep your head up for a second?
Keep my head up.
Oh, it's on. It's hard. It's a time lag on the. Okay, that would be great. That's much better.
Thank you.
Sorry. And I'm putting, just so you know, I'm putting in links to dreams, putting in a link to the podcast and selecting a podcast and doing that for all the topics that are being brought up. So, and you want, what is it that you want me to put in? Intuition, right?
Unlock
your intuition.
Your intuition. Yeah. Under psychic development courses under courses on the website, because that's about to start with a new group of students coming up in the next week or so. So anyone who's really wants to dedicate and commit themselves to cultivating their psychic senses, then check it out and contact me if you have any questions. Okay. Welcome back, listeners. You are tuning in to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley and Corey.
Hello, I'm still here.
Unlocking Your Truth is a talk show about metaphysics and spirituality. And tonight we're having a show that we're dedicating to our listeners. We're thanking them for tuning in, and we're saying the whole show, we're just going to take your questions and answer them for a spiritual perspective, for a psychic look. And for all of those who are live streaming with us now on YouTube and Facebook, you're welcome to ask about anything that you like.
Okay, so the next question that we have for you is from Fran. Fran says, I have a digestive issue for many months. I wonder if there's an energetic significance, and is there anything I can do to prevent reoccurrence?
Okay, a digestive issue for many months. Just tuning in to your energy, Fran. Well, digestive issues can relate to the third chakra or the second chakra, and the one that's coming up at least right now is the third chakra. And I'm seeing some, I don't know whether to call it a restriction on the third chakra, energetically speaking. So I'll see if I can get some more information about that. And it seems to be imposing some kind of limit. And it's funny because it sort of says, no, you can't do that. No, you can't have that. No, you can't be that. And if that block wasn't there, it just looks like you would do and be everything you want without any limits. So it's something, it's a restriction. And it makes me, in a way, it makes me think of the pandemic and being locked down, and so it partly makes me think about that. But I'm sure that there's something probably even more personal going on with this. And I don't know if there's a person in your life that makes you feel that way. You can probably tell us that, but it just looks like your third chakra is deliberately being limited, not allowed to fully expand and be open, so that you're not standing fully in your own power or allowing yourself to have the full expression and assimilation and integration, energetically speaking. So digestive issues, you didn't say exactly what the symptom was, but spiritually speaking, it looks like it has to do with limits to how much you allow yourself to have an experience and be. And of course, I'll just mention that if you go to my website, drlesleyphillips.com, you'll see that there's opportunities to have healing sessions with me and more detailed information about that kind of thing. That's what I'm seeing about the underlying energetic cause, spiritually speaking. So thank you, Fran.
As a note, I'm going to mess up her name again. Mangio, Olive. I'm still going back to my Unlock Your Intuition course these days to do my unfinished energetic homework.
Oh, great, Olive. Thank you for that, because you know what? Olive took the course actually maybe even 2 years ago now, definitely over a year ago. And here's the thing, if you sign up for the course, you can still go back and log in and go over it again and again and again, as many times as you like. And
get it right.
So that's great, Olive, that you're able to continue to benefit from that. So it's great value because of that.
Okay. Something weird's happening on Facebook.
Is it?
Yeah, but it'll all come back. I think it's just.
Yes, if you need me to look at it, I've got it here.
Oh, no. This is from Brian. Brian says, I'm wondering about my life purpose as well. What can you tell me about it? Also wondering about my financial situation and health. What can you tell me would be great? Anything you can tell me, whatever you can tell me would be great.
Yes, wow, Brian, that's like a full reading, isn't it? I'll just mention before I look at that, I do have a session called a Psychic Ability Blueprint. And it's really, really cool because it goes through your whole profile of 22 psychic abilities and talks about your unique profile and how they relate
from desktop 9 to 1 arc.
And how they relate to your life purpose. So check that out, Brian, because that might be interesting to you. And other than that, let me tune into your energy and see what comes up, what the main thing that comes up for you is. I'm just going to tune into your energy. And something funny came up that on the surface doesn't sound like it relates to your questions. It said looking for love in all the wrong places, but it feels like that you're perhaps looking for your answers in all the wrong places, or you're looking outside of yourself for some of this, because what I saw is it's like your higher being, divine source energy, with all your answers, and then you're off somewhere sideways from that. So out of alignment with your own higher being, and searching for the answers, hunting around for the answers, when really all you have to do is line up with your own higher being and receive the information, that the answers that you already have within your higher being. I'm just going to give you a little adjustment in your energy, and then we'll ask about which of the main one of those three things that you asked about wants to come up as a thing to talk about. What's coming up also is to talk about manifesting, because all your question was really about creating financial abundance, creating health, creating a life that feels purposeful to you. So to do all of that, we have to be in alignment with our own higher being. We have to be open and receiving to that. And we also have to be grounded. Because what the grounding does is it helps us to receive our higher information. It helps us to be enlightened, which is to fill our vessel with our own light and our own energy and our own information. And so you're seeking alignment with your own higher being, and you're seeking the embodiment of the light of your own higher being. And in stepping into that, then comes all the answers to your questions, and also the ability to manifest what you're wanting, which is financial abundance and good health and a purpose-filled life. So now, in the you that I was looking at, that was sort of out of alignment but searching, it feels like there are things that you're doing because you're saying, well, I need to seek healing. And so, but somehow in that seeking of healing, it's like a searching instead of a realization, wow, I actually do have the answers. Anyway, Brian, I hope that gives you an answer that makes sense for you. And Corey, I am going to have to plug in my device that is going to Facebook. So while I do that, you can cut this little bit out of the show, and maybe you can have a look for another really good question. It will just take me a moment to do this. I apologize, everybody. I thought it was fully charged and it's not. Might have to take it off in order to do it though. To see it in the light. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. All plugged in, but the camera's flipped around. Oh, all right. Yes, I'm in my father's office, so you just saw his untidy shelf. All right, I'm back, Corey. I'm back online. What's the next question?
Okay, next question is from Soulful Connections, George. I had a dream my deceased grandmother gave me coins in my dream and was very protective of them. I have no clue what she's trying to tell me. Can you help me out, please?
Oh, so your grandma, your deceased grandma gave you some coins and you felt that she was trying to protect you. Let's take a look.
She was very protective of them.
Oh, of them, protective. So she was trying to give them to him, but at the same time, very protective of them. Well, I will look at that, George, but I'm also just seeing a little bit of your crown chakra looks like it could do a little bit of a healing. Okay, let's look at your dream. So it feels like it's representing these are probably not exactly the right words I want to use, sort of like the ancestral lineage. So if you think within you, you're a product of your ancestry, your genetics, you know, all your past lifetimes, many different things coalesce to create the one that you are. And so your grandmother lived a life where she learned some things. She evolved. So did her ancestors before her. And she inherited from them certain things. Now, we all inherit from our parents, from our lineage, things that can be helpful to us and benefit us, and the opposite as well, you know, limiting beliefs and so on. But it feels like what she's treasuring is, you know, this is the gift within our family. This is the gift from within my life. This is, you know, the beautiful things that are passed on to you. And you're able to be the one that you are partly as a result of these wonderful gifts that pass down to you, of the way that your family, you know, was, for example. And it feels to me like, so on the one hand, that she's proud of you and she's proud of your inquiring mind, you know, your unceasing questioning and searching and enthusiasm for information and openness to many different things. And give me a moment, because that seemed to maybe take me slightly off the point. So give me a moment. But then, yeah, I mean, I just want to say it feels like the gift of your lineage. You know, what's been passed down to you that's valuable and to be treasured. That the learning, the gift that's passed on of the learning through the lineage. That's what I saw anyway. So thank you, George, for your dream question.
Okay, so Brian just added on, thank you, Dr. Lesley. Brian just added on something to his question. He says, is ground most helpful? And he says, is grounding the best way to gain alignment with my higher self? Or is there another best process to do that you recommend? So
I don't know if you have heard, Brian, of, there are different names from this, the Hara line, the Antikarina, the Sushumna. There's different names for, or the central column of light. And so it's like an extension of the idea of grounding, but up the other way. So this is what I recommend, is conceive of your divine source as a bright sun, or a bright energy source, or a bright light that exists above you. You know, the earth exists below you and that exists above you. And then conceive of the energy flow from that divine source, which is now projecting to you, to create you and to flow through you. So you've got this line of light, this column of light that comes from the sun, divine source, and flows to you and through you, through the center of your being, through the center of your body, past, and then joining that grounding cord. So bring yourself into alignment with that divine source. So be grounded, connected to the center of the earth, and have a kind of upper grounding, connecting you to your source. Does that make sense? Hopefully you understand what I meant and what I said. We have a podcast where we interviewed a lady, and I can't remember her name, and she did an exercise to do exactly that. And so she called it, I can't remember her name for it, but it's basically the same thing. So you want to line up with divine source and line up with the center of the earth. Hopefully that helps.
Hey, Dr. Lesley, guess what? It's time for another break.
Time for another break? Oh no.
And folks, while we're on our break, don't forget to give us a like, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube.
Okay. I've remembered what that exercise that's on that other podcast, it's called a central axis alignment. So you're aligning with heaven and earth, divine source, and the center of the planet.
Okay. Sounds good.
Shall we come back? Welcome back, listeners. You're tuning in to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley and Corey. And before the break, we were talking to Brian. He'd asked about a best way to gain alignment with his higher being. And we told him an exercise called a central axis alignment. That was what I was trying to remember before the break, because we did an exercise like that in one of the podcast episodes. So you may be able to find that and listen to it. Okay. Do we have another question?
Yes, we do. This is from SG. SG says, hello, I've been feeling very sluggish, unfocused, and mentally slowed down. Can you see if there's anything I can do or change in my diet to feel more energetic and less stressed? Okay.
I wonder how long that feeling's been happening. I've had a few people this week where that's been their main thing. So sometimes sometimes it can be something going on energetically on the planet, actually. But I should have a look, SG, and see what comes up. Well, it looks like you've got some energy kind of stuck in your forehead. Like, I recommend the grounding and centering meditation for you. That's free on the website. Corey's probably already posted it. Why? Because I want, as well as learning grounding, I want you to learn centering, because the centering helps you focus and grounding helps you release and relieve stress. It looks like there's some stuck energy in your forehead, which is where the intellect, the thinking mind, the thinking brain, and it kind of looks overstimulated, so that perhaps it's causing you to be unfocused. So I kind of want, like, it's hard to look at it without giving you a healing as well. But that's what I'm seeing, that there's some energy there in your forehead that's causing part of this. I'll see what else I can see, or I'll see if I can see anything about what that is. It's such a penetrating energy. So you said you feel stressed, and I wonder what the source of the stress is, and if there's a particular person or a particular circumstance that is on you. It feels like it could be a foreign energy, and so making it really difficult for you to ignore somebody who doesn't want you to ignore them or wants you to pay attention. And it's sort of like searing into your head, and it just looks like it's preventing you from paying attention to yourself. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. You can let us know if it does. And then the sluggishness. Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't look at this without giving you a healing. Hopefully I have your permission, because it's just kind of disturbing there. Yeah, it's like a tractor beam that's sort of dominating you. And I think it just stopping you from being focused within yourself, because it's sort of like pulling your attention. It's like a very powerful but distracting energy. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing. And of course, I'll also say to you, if you wanted more information or a more in-depth healing and look about that, then you're welcome to check out the healing sessions available on my website. Yeah, that's it for now, though.
Hey, thank you, Dr. Lesley. And just a quick, if you just give 3 seconds to this, Brian says, thanks so much. I'm assuming I need to envision the column of light going through my crown chakra and then the other chakras until I get to my root chakra. Okay.
Yes,
great.
correct, Brian. Yeah.
Okay, and this is from Natasha. Natasha says, hi, Dr. Lesley. When will the dark forces be leaving Earth? How much longer do we have to deal with the insanity on our planet?
That depends on us, because we're the ones that have light and dark within us. And this planet is a planet for balancing opposites and light and dark. And so your question is almost posed as though we are victims of a dark force that is imposing itself upon us and neglects to realize or understand that the dark and the light is within us. And so when will we evolve beyond our current state of what should we call it, the imbalance, being out of alignment, unconsciousness? That really depends on us, but each and every one of us can heal ourselves can be the master of our own energy, can keep our own energy in balance, can align with the light, can embody the light, can keep our vibration high. And for every one of us that does that, we counterbalance thousands and thousands of those who don't. So, Natasha, what I would say to you is do your best to anchor light here. Do your best to be a beacon of light. Do your best to, shine as much of that high vibration, of that evolved consciousness. Anchor being an evolved consciousness here, because then that influences the planet, then that influences everybody else. And the more of us that do that, then the faster we evolve and move into being more of an ascended planet with an evolved group consciousness. So the timeline on that changes every day, every hour, every minute, every second as we change, because it's dependent on our mass consciousness. And so if I gave you a timeline right now, ask me tomorrow, it might be completely different. So all you can do is anchor the light, and you can't control anybody else, but you can control yourself. Thank you for the question.
You mean I'm supposed to control myself?
Yeah. Well, balance yourself, heal yourself, anchor light.
Okay, it's a question from Bronwyn. I have an answer for Bronwyn on her question. Too many carbs in the crafties. Bronwyn, in a show I've been working on over the past year, I've always seemed to clash with the director. Our energies just don't mesh well, and we don't seem to be able to resolve this. I have wondered if we share a past life, perhaps, or do you see any explanation for this harmony?
I'll take a look.
Too many carbs on set.
Yeah. Bronwyn's a circus performer, I believe.
Same thing.
Let's take a look. So tuning into your energy. So is the director the more dominating personality, Bronwyn? And do you feeling that you're not heard or listened to? It looks like the director's energy is a bit more dominating, and you're a bit more subservient or not in your power in relation to. So you said the word clash, that makes you think about headbutting, but what I'm seeing is not exactly clashing. It's that personality coming in and dominating. And is there a past life that's at play here? Well, let's take a look. I'm seeing a past life where one of you was a child and one of you was an adult. And the one who was an adult thought that they should be the teacher of the child. But the one who was the child was very bright and aware and felt they knew more than the adult, and often did. And it set up a kind of competition, because the one who was the adult was, well, this isn't, I'm the adult, I'm supposed to be the one who's the most knowledgeable and teaching the one who's the child. But the one who's the child was shockingly bright and that discombobulated the one who was the adult. And I've not said who was who, because in a way it feels like it doesn't matter who was who, because this is an example of a dance you've been doing with this other soul. And it may be that you've flipped roles of that kind of competition type energy in multiple lifetimes. So yes, it looks like you do have a history with this soul, and that the interaction is based on, been competition based, sort of one-upmanship. I'm the one who's meant to be in charge, or I'm the one that's meant to be in control, or I'm the one who's meant to be the authority, or I'm the one who's meant to know best. And so, one trying to put the other one in their place. So I hope that gives you a broader perspective of your situation, Bronwyn.
So this is a comment from Brian. Says, great show. I hope you do these types more often, maybe once a month, or perhaps once a quarter or something.
Yeah.
And Bronwyn says, wow, thanks very much. That confirms what I thought was going on. Oh, great.
Yeah, cool.
I like that. Don't forget to give us a like, folks, if you haven't, Facebook or YouTube. This is from Marlene Davies, and we get about 4 minutes left, Dr. Lesley. We got 2 more questions on the board. Hi, Dr. Lesley, Corey, can you take a look at my energy? I feel blocked from my abilities right now. Usually I can get past it, but this one seems different. Am I trying too hard?
So Marlene feels blocked from her abilities.
Yes.
Marlene feels blocked from her abilities. Usually she can get past the block. What's going on? So Marlene, I'm curious whether you use your abilities to read other people. It looks like it might be a case of what I call stuck pictures. And that is, if we are using our psychic abilities and we're reading other people, we have to process our own stuff as it comes up. Because if we don't, it gets backed up and blocked and blacked out. And so I think that's what's happening with you. That you maybe been doing some readings or using your psychic abilities, and you've not processed what came up. And so now you've got things backed up. It's like a conveyor belt. If it's like, see in the factory, if somebody's keeping up with the conveyor belts, I don't know, packaging the chocolates or the cookies or something, then everything runs smoothly. But if they don't, then it's a horrible mess, isn't it? So that's what it looks like to me. Some stuck pictures because you're not been processing what's coming up for you within you. Hope that makes sense.
Me too. Thank you. And this is from Peter. Peter says, I started a new business recently. Not sure if this is what I should be doing. What are my major blocks I need to heal? Also, is there any messages from my mom or dad and my guides? Oh.
Okay, well, I think we've only got a few minutes left. So
a couple of minutes, yeah.
So let's just take a look at you, Peter. Question about the business. And it was, I've got a new business, any blocks I need to heal? Well, actually, and I'm going to tie the 2 questions together. It looks like you're not always listening or receiving the help that is available to you as spirit. So it looks like one of the things that you could be doing is asking spirit, asking your guides to help you with your business instead of trying to, do it all yourself and figure it all out yourself, to say, hey, spirit, help me. Hey, guides, help me out here, and then allow yourself to receive that help. I'm seeing that you're not receiving all the help that's available. All right, I'm going to stop there because I know it's near the end of the show.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's a good show. Everybody seemed to enjoy it.
I enjoyed it. So I agree with Brian. I think we should do this kind of show more often.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fun.
fun. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's lovely. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, folks, we'll see you all next week. Same
Bye,
time.
everybody.